Myers Life here. So, I'm Dr. Myers, and today we're going to talk about cheating. We're going to talk about cheating specifically from the perspective of the person that has been cheated on.
Accent made this.
How can you fix your marriage? You embarrassed, they be laughing at all them broken promises and flowers. Don't be passing back. You can get this course for no divorce, so just imagine that. 12 weeks of Myers Life will save you from that avalanche. How can you fix your marriage? You can fix your marriage. How can you fix your marriage? How can you fix your marriage? 12 weeks of Myers Life, we can fix your marriage. 12 weeks of Myers Life, how can you fix your marriage? 12 weeks of Myers Life, help you fix your marriage. 12 weeks of Myers Life, help you fix your marriage. You can fix your marriage. You can fix your marriage. 12 weeks of Myers Life, you can fix your marriage.
I wanted to take some time and really dive into talking about infidelity, specifically from the perspective of the individual that has been cheated on. I've worked with a lot of clients, and, it's difficult on both sides. On one side of the table, you don't want this to happen ever again. You're questioning who you are, you're questioning what you did to make it happen, you're questioning this person, that belief, that facade, that image of that individual that you had when you first met them is now gone because you see them from a completely different perspective, from a completely different light, and nothing it looks the same. Nothing is the same. But, I want you to really think hardly about how you could take a situation such as infidelity to really rebuild, redefine, and strengthen your relationship. Because, adversity builds character. And if you can take that adversary and turn it into something that, really builds that connection, then you can move forward. And a lot of times when there is infidelity, there's stuff that was there before the relationship. There's stuff that was there at the beginning of the relationship that was not right, that was dysfunctional. And now it's just kind of developed and grown into this situation where infidelity is the issue. And in future videos, I'll talk about the reasons why people cheat, because that's a whole nother topic. But I want to talk about how to help you, the individual that has been cheated on. I want to give you an actionable exercise that you can use to help you overcome the angst that you may experience after being cheated on. All right, so there's this wonderful branch of psychology called energy psychology. And, as a psychologist myself, I just love, finding new therapeutic interventions and techniques that I can use in both my counseling, my coaching, and my work with executives, right? So, energy psychology. So, what it is our brain has neuronal pathways that are formed based upon experience, right? So, how do you reprogram your brain literally so that you can achieve the desires that you have, right? Because our subconscious mind has a big role to play in what we manifest, okay? So, they say about 95% of what our brain does is like on autopilot, and then there's that 5-10% of conscious thought, right? And effort. But, most of the time we're just running on that cylinder. And those streams of thought and beliefs just flow like rivers and streams. If you ever think of how water flows into a brook, it carves out that pathway and flows. And that's just how our thoughts and our underlying beliefs work. So that's really the core of what energy psychology does, is it reprograms those pathways and those connections. So we're going to do exercise, okay? So if you've been cheated on, first and foremost, you have to find an affirmation for yourself. And as you can see, I'll post the affirmations on our Facebook, Instagram, website. Just email us, let us know. You can get a free downloadable copy of these affirmations so you can practice this on your own. But here, let me just read the affirmations for you, and then we'll kind of like dive in. And first and foremost, just know who you are. Know who you are. Just take a minute and think about who you are in this moment as someone that has been betrayed. Think about it. Do you know who you are? You know, your happiness and your joy can never be dependent on anyone else. It has to come from within you. And the more that you lean on and depend upon other people to define who you are, the more anxiety and pain you'll bring into your experience. So, at the core of this energy psychology work and at the core of overcoming your betrayal, you have to know who you are. So that's why these affirmations are important, because they're a reminder of who you are and your desires and your confidence and your belief in yourself to manifest the relationships that you truly desire. Okay? So, I got some affirmations for you. So, one, I create the foundation upon which my relationship is built. I create the foundation upon which my relationship is built. This is huge. You know what? Because, like I said, you came into the relationship with your values, your beliefs, your experiences. You came in the relationship with the boundaries you set. If you set in the beginning of the relationship the expectation that this person will never call you and label you a derogatory name, you set that foundation. So you set the foundation upon which your relationship is built. This infidelity, this cheating, this betrayal does not set the foundation of your relationship. So if you're wanting a foundation that's built upon commitment, trust, intimacy, and passion, you build the foundation upon which your relationship is built. First and foremost. Okay, two, I am worthy of love and deserve to be loved unconditionally. You're worthy of love. You deserve to be loved. You're worthy to be loved unconditionally. Not if you do this way, or if you clean the kitchen this way, or if you perform this way, or speak to them in this way, or take care of the kids in this way. No. Unconditionally. You are worthy of that. You are worthy to be loved unconditionally. That is your birthright. And the more you function in that resonance, the more whomever you're with will have to treat you that way. So you set the foundation upon which your relationship is built. Okay? All right. Energy spent loving is never lost. Energy spent loving is never lost. If you put a lot of love into this relationship so far, up until the point of this betrayal, that energy you spent loving is never lost. A lot of times we're thinking, oh, I just wasted 10 years of my life. Oh, I just wasted X amount of time with this person. No. That energy you spent loving is never lost. You put a vibrational footprint into the universe, into the world, into your life, into your existence that can never be lost. That person will never forget that love that you shared with them. Now, based upon their issues, they may not be able to acknowledge it, but that energetic love and vibration that you shared with that person can never be lost. Because when you love others, you're loving yourself. And that love reflects back onto who you are. We are all one. So if you have that ability to be open and loving to others, you're loving on yourself too. So that energy spent loving is never lost. And it's empowering to know that, so that you don't feel like you failed. You know, oftentimes when we're betrayed or cheated on, we feel like we failed. But you didn't fail. That energy you spent loving is never lost. Okay? All right. I am content and joyful, and my partner only adds on to the good feelings that already exist. All right? I am content and joyful, and my partner only adds on to the good feelings that already exist. You know, when you get into a relationship, that person should just add to your experience, not be your experience. Okay? So that person is just adding on to the experience. And the more you can acknowledge that and know that, you'll put less attachment. You'll let go of some of that hypervigilance that comes after betrayal. Oh, I gotta make him do this. Oh, we gotta take this course. Oh, we gotta read this book. Oh, we have to go to a million counselors. Oh, we have to do this with his parents and the children, and we have to do this, we have to do that, and I have to prevent it from happening. I have to check the phones. I have to put a GPS tracker on their car. I have to download apps so that I know every move and every minute of the day to prevent this from ever happening again. No. You're missing out on the here and now. You're missing out on experiencing this moment. You're missing out on experiencing these feelings that you're having right now. They may be uncomfortable. They may not be the best thing you've ever felt. But if you're so worried about what's to come in your future, you're missing out on the here and now. What are you experiencing now? Is this person, apologetic? Is this person trying to connect with you in ways that they haven't connected with you before? What are you missing out in the here and now? This person should only add on to your life experience. And if this person has become your life experience, you need to do some inner work. That's the makings of a love addiction. That's the making of codependency, which leads to an unhealthy relationship, which creates more vulnerability for cheating. So, you have to take a step back and know that, okay, going forward, we're building new relationship. We're not going back to the old. We're building new relationship, and this person is going to add on to my positive experiences. They're going to add on to those good feelings that already exist. They're there. They're your birthright. They're for you. Okay? All right. All right. So now I'm choosing to not make this betrayal about them, but about my growth and freedom. I am not a victim. I choose joy, light, and love. That's a proclamation. That is a proclamation. And that in itself is a choice that you're making for you, not to focus on the pain, not to focus on the hurt, but to focus on choosing to make that situation a part of your growth. And freedom. What does freedom feel like? It feels like excitement. It feels like enthusiasm. It feels like novelty and new experiences. It feels like you could be yourself. It feels like you can wear your hair where you want to. You can talk the way you want to. You can go where you want to. You can see what you want to. It feels limitless, and that's the place where you have to be. That's the place that you have to find for yourself. You have to find that freedom, and that freedom to be in the relationship and to be you unapologetically. And that's the place that will bring you to a healthy, happy, loving, long-term committed relationship. Okay? So, I'm going to post these affirmations. So that's only one part of this exercise. You have to choose which affirmation you want to focus on. I recommend not doing too many at once. Just choose one or two at most and work on those. Now, here's the exercise. Step one, we're going to send energy to our brains, okay? So we're all energy, right? So if you were to clap your hands and rub them together, right? Rub them together, rub them. And in that friction, you create heat and energy, right? So if you pull your hands apart slowly, you can make an energy ball. And, just feel that energy ball. Can you feel it? Stretch it, feel it, okay? And let's think about healing light. My husband's in energy healing, by the way. Call us if you want personal one-on-one energy healing sessions, right? But just think about this, okay? Feel the energy in your hands. I'm visualizing that this energy is pure and white and crystalline and sparkling, okay? Now, this is the energy that you are bringing into your subconscious mind, into your body to help heal you, okay? So we take our hands and we place one hand on our forehead and one hand on the back of our head like this, okay? So that's step one, is your hand placement, okay? So now you pick your affirmation. So I'm going to pick energy spent loving is never lost. So think about it. Energy spent loving is never lost. Think about it. Energy spent loving is never lost. And see what the hand placement does, it is as it allows energy to flow through your brain, and stimulates both your left and your right brain hemispheres. And the statement of energy spent loving is never lost activates the left portion of your brain, okay? The left side. Now, as you repeat that statement in your mind, I want you to think about the words in that statement and emphasize them. Energy, loving. Energy spent loving is never lost. Emphasize those words. Think about the meaning of each of those words, okay? Okay, so now that you have your hand placement, now that you've picked your affirmation, now that you emphasize the different words in that affirmation statement, you want to imagine, okay? Now this activates the right portion of your brain, the right hemisphere, okay? Think about the energy you spent loving this person. Think about a great memory you spent loving them. A good memory, maybe when you first met, or a date, or the birth of a child. And just think about how wonderful that experience was. Energy spent loving is never lost, okay? So now that you have that image, bring up all those emotions. Bring those emotions up. Where do you feel them? Where do you feel those emotions in your body? Okay? Keep your hand placed. Where do you feel those emotions in your body? Is it in your gut? Is it in your arms? Do you feel it in your heart? Do you feel it in your limbs? Where do you feel that energy? Because, with thoughts comes feelings, comes our body's physiological response, comes our behaviors. So where do you feel that energy in your body? Focus on that area of your body. Focus on that white light that you envisioned, penetrating that area of your body and healing that area of your body. I feel it in my core, in my sacral region. I feel it. So I'm envisioning that white crystalline energy flowing into that area of my body to heal the betrayal and the pain associated with that, okay? So now that you have done that, now you have to make your proclamation. And your proclamation, I know it to be true from the depths of my heart that the energy spent loving is never lost. I know it to be true from the depths of my heart that the energy spent loving is never lost. Okay? So you have that proclamation now, All right. So now the last part of this is that for 15 to 20 times, you need to move your eyes to the left and to the right. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And what that does is consolidates that experience in your neuronal pathways and activates both sides of your brain simultaneously so that you can consolidate that statement, that feeling, that thought, those emotions, those beliefs. Because that's what we're doing with this exercise. We are changing our core beliefs about what happened to us. Often we create a dialogue that's negative and it keeps us feeling terrible, miserable, unhappy, which adversely impacts the relationship in the long run, right? So, that's the exercise. Practice this, at least twice a day, I would say. Preferably when you wake up, when you go to bed, before you go to bed. At those times of the day, our brains are most receptive to creating new thought patterns, okay? So, this is a great exercise. It presents a great opportunity. It's actionable. That's what Myers Life Coaching is about. We're about action, and we want to get you from point A to B as quickly as we can. We're not going to waste your time and, ruminate, but we meet you from where you are to get you where you want to be as quickly as we can. And if overcoming an infidelity or a betrayal is something that you're really struggling with, I highly encourage you to reach out to get some support. Yes, reach out to us. But if you're in a different situation where you have some other supports you want to reach out to, do that too. This is just about healing. This is why I do this. It's my life's passion to help heal others. And that's why I started this channel. In my everyday, I'm a therapist. I have a doctorate in business psychology as well, a master's in clinical mental health counseling, a master's in IO psychology. My husband, he has a degree in seminary theology. He's an energy healer. He teaches Tai Chi. So we really, want to heal and help and love. And this is our passion, and we share our life and our family and our experience to translate them into coachable moments so that you can achieve that peace that we all desire. So thank you, Myers Life.
I'm alive, 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing 5, 10, gonna do it right and do it again, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout, take a look and see a beautiful morning that turns into a beautiful evening, and together make a beautiful life. And if you wanna see, then come along with me, that's right. And if you want a good tomorrow, it's pretty simple, gotta find a way to follow. And if you do, you have
The Myers helped me face the issues that were tearing my relationship apart. They provided a safe environment to work through those difficult issues associated with our children, work, finances, trust, and intimacy. I feel I achieved a closeness and a renewed commitment to my relationship. I highly encourage couples to face their challenges and give the Myers a call.
We want to thank the Myers for all of their support. We were on the brink of a divorce.
We just could not communicate. We would have the same argument over and over again.
But after a great deal of reflection, we actually enjoy being around each other again. You taught us skills that have helped us manage conflict.
Yeah, we had a great spiritual conversation with a couple that had vested interest in helping us find our peace.
As a startup entrepreneur, I have been able to leverage the Myers coaching. First of all, they are a sounding board for my personal anxieties as I develop and fine-tune my leadership. I would get so irritated. I now have a plan to manage my anger and a support system that holds me accountable. They are non-judgmental people with tremendous skill and talent, an asset for anyone trying to develop professionally.